Welcome back to the Winner's Circle set, everybody. Dave Little with you, and I'm joined by our fearless leader, the chairman and the chief executive officer of New Meadowlands Racetrack, Mr. Jeff Gural, for our yearly State of the Union, as I like to call it. Jeff, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today.
Happy to do it.
It's always good to hear your opinions, but first, I want to see how you're feeling about, you feeling lucky, kid, in the Oaks. You got Warrawee Michelle, who brought you an awful lot of glory last year in the Breeders' Crown.
She did, and she was racing terrible, and then they had her scoped, and they decided to do, Patty Hogan did a surgery to clear her airwaves, and she raced good last week, so I'm hoping she'll race good again and get back to the horse she was at 2. So if they can't breathe, they can't race.
No, absolutely not. And the fact of the matter is, I think from post 2, you're going to be in a pretty good spot, laying just off the pace.
Yeah, if we get a good trip, and she races like she did last week, we should be okay.
All right, Breeders' Crown champion and maybe Hambletonian Oaks winner today, Warrawee Michelle, part of the Young Guns. Is that the
Young
partnership?
Guns, yeah, with Dave Stoltz and Artie Geiger and Rick Doolittle.
Were you Young Guns when you had the partnership started?
No, I don't know where they came up with that name, but Dave came up with that name.
All right, well, good luck to you there, Jeff. Now let's talk business. For the third time in the last 4 years, it looks like the Meadowlands will have a seasonal per card average of $3 million. It's the biggest number by far in the sport. Are we a profitable entry based on betting alone?
Absolutely not. Without sports betting, we would be they wouldn't be here. Sports betting basically pays all the bills. FanDuel does a great job. We dominate in New Jersey, so half of the money bet on sports in New Jersey is bet either online or at our retail sports book. And the other 9 casinos and 2 tracks divide up the other half. So we couldn't survive without sports betting.
Now we have 2 alternate revenue streams here at the Big M. One is the appropriation that Governor Murphy and the New Jersey State Legislature went to bat for, and the other is the aforementioned FanDuel Sportsbook. Where would we be without these 2 entities?
Without the $20 million appropriation from the state, I don't think Monmouth or the Meadowlands could exist, because we're competing with tracks that get a huge amount of money from slots. Yonkers gets $50 million from slots, and Chester and Pocono, I think, get $30 million, and we get $6 million. So even with the 6, it's tough for us to compete on purses. Plus, we have a huge stakes program, way more than any of the other tracks. Like you see today, we're hosting $1 million race.
All right, we're going to talk more about the nuts and bolts of business of harness racing, specifically at the Meadowlands. More with Jeff Gural after we have the post parade from Ken Marketing for today's 5th race. Jeff, talk to us a little bit about the positive effects of the appropriation, specifically with regard to the Rebuilding New Jersey Sire Stakes program.
Yeah, we were able to increase the purses in New Jersey for the Sire Stakes, and then we added the Jersey Classic Series, because we're competing really with Kentucky, which has huge purses because they're getting a huge amount of money from this. They have instant racing.
Right.
So we've really, without the subsidy, we wouldn't be here.
Bergen County has one of the highest per capita earnings per household in the country. So it makes a lot of sense that somebody would come on a Tuesday night and, maybe come with their wife and have dinner and play slot machines and stuff like that. It seems that a casino would be a real winner here. You tell me every year that it's coming. What has to happen for it to come?
I think what has to happen is we need the downstate licenses in New York to be issued, with the hope that Yonkers and Aqueduct get those 2 of the 3 licenses. And my guess is that people in northern New Jersey are not going to want to drive over to George Washington Bridge and pay $16 to get to MGM at Yonkers, and then we'll put it on the ballot again as a referendum. But it's got to be just for the Meadowlands. People don't want a casino in the neighborhood, but they're okay with it at the Meadowlands because we already have racing, football, you name it. We don't have anybody living across the street. So I think that's the key, is getting New York up and running.
So once we get that, then you think it'll happen in New Jersey quickly, or does it still take a long time with the politicians?
No, I think it'll be quick, because once people see that they have to drive to New York to bet, to play slots and poker and roulette and all of that stuff, I think they'll say, why don't they put a casino at the Meadowlands? But it's got to go on the ballot, and it's got to win. You know, the last time we lost, but the last time it wasn't just at the Meadowlands, it was really any place in the northern half of New Jersey, and nobody wants a casino in their neighborhood.
Last question real quick. Are you optimistic about the prospects of the Meadowlands for the next 5 to 10 years?
The key is a casino, to be honest with you. You know, I'm confident because I really think we'll get a casino as long as the referendum is limited to the Meadowlands,
right,
and not just any place in northern New Jersey.
Do the Atlantic City constituencies, do they present a big problem for us?
I think the bigger problem is New York. So my guess is we'll have a bigger impact on the casinos that open in downstate New York than we will on the casinos in Atlantic City, because the casinos in Atlantic City are going to be competing with the casinos in New York, not with. So it's going to be really New York will be spending a lot of money to defeat it.
Jeff Gural, thanks as always for a couple of minutes. Until next year, I'll see you for the State of the Union.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks to all of you for coming out on a hot, warm day.